in the last class, we talked about the directory structure, right? And I told you in the directory structure, some of the directories are not really directories, they could be file systems, okay? For example, during the installation, the root creates all the directories under the root file system, right? Root file system is a must. So under the root file system, it creates all the directories, and on some of the directories like USR, var, OPT, it may take a portion of the hard drive or slice and mount it, right? On top of the directory, one or few directories, right? So those directories are now called file systems, because they are not directories because something is mounted on them. A file system is mounted on them, and whatever we copy will be saved in that portion of the hard drive, not under the root file system where the directory was created originally, right, during the installation, right? Say for example, all the directories start with root. Under the root, I have different directories. One of the directories USR. So these directories are created by the system, right? Created under root file system. Root is always a file system. So under the root file system, we have USR, right? And we have var, and we have etc, platform.
So root is mounted on something.
Pardon?
So root is mounted on something.
Root is a file system. Root is file system which is mounted on slash.
On slash.
On slash, yeah. Slash is the root, right? So also we have OPT, dev, devices, export, home, and so on. And we have a lot like that. Okay? And I said that var can be a file system, USR can be a file system, right? At the beginning, all these are created under the root. All these are directories created under the root, right? So during the installation, when I select, okay, create this as a file system, create this as a file system, then computer will take one of the slice or two slices in this example and mount it under them, okay? And I also introduced what is a slice. I told you in a hard drive. First we talk about a controller. This is controller 0, first controller, and this is the second controller. This is the motherboard of a computer, maybe a Spark machine or maybe a i86 machine. So I assume that I am using a legacy SCSI cable. Legacy SCSI cable can support up to how many devices? 7 devices. So I have target 0, target 1. So I have 7 devices, right? So usually we take the first hard drive here. So this is my first hard drive. That is V0. Only one hard drive I can have in a target, right? There is no way, right, to have more. And if it is a Spark system, by default I will have how many slices? 8 slices starting from 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. S7, right? And how many Solaris partitions I can create in a hard drive?
4.
Partitions.
Only one.
This is the entire Solaris partition. So that is entire Solaris partition is called backup. Okay? So I still backup. So each one of the slices has a logical name. So we are starting from C0. Then what is the next one? T3. Then D0. Then S4. Okay. Now this is a logical name. Everybody can understand, like your address, right? Canada, Ontario, Scarborough, Progress Avenue, something like that. So no two slices in a computer will have the same logical name. This logical name is easy for a human being to understand, right? All the logical names for disks are organized under DSK. DSK means disks, okay? And all the disks are, and all the other devices, disks, maybe there is tape drive, maybe there are serial port and other ports, all of them are organized under a directory called dev. So this is the directory where they are organized. All the logical devices are there, right? So this is like a switch, we say, and switch has on and off. I understand on and off, but when I press on, it will be giving a signal to the electrical system, and then the fluorescent light, and the fluorescent light will turn on. So likewise, when I click on this, the devices will actually, it will be pointing to devices, and devices will be accessed based on what you use, okay? Right? So if I click on any device here, like this, if I select this device, logical device, it has to be pointing to a physical device here. So that means these two directories should be linked. I mean the logical devices here should be linked with the physical devices here, right? So that's what we discussed in the last lesson, right? And what happens is, now this slice, the whole slice can be mounted in under one of the directories. If I want to mount this under this, right, or if it is automatically mounted during the boot up, the system will use a command called mount. It will say mount, okay? What is going to mount? This is the source. This is the source. Source to mount, right? So I will mount dev DSK C0, then T0, T3, D0, SO under what directory will I mount? Under OPD. OPD is a directory under the root, okay? OPD is a directory under the root. So I am mounting a file system. This is already formatted, and this is a file system. This is not a slice only anymore. Earlier it was a slice, then later I formatted it, so it became a file system, right? So I take that file system and put it under this. I told you the last lesson, I have my hand, right? This hand is like OPT, right? So what do I see in OPT? What do you see in OPT? My things here, is it? All those things, right? But if I mount this on top of that, you don't see any one of them, but they are still there. They didn't disappear, but you see only this. This is the file system you are mounting on top of that. But when you unmount it, what will happen? If you have anything under OPT, it will show that, right? But normally these directories don't have anything, right? But if it had anything there, it will be covered by the new file system. So whatever is there will be showing here, okay? So mount the disk under OPT in this example. This is done automatically during the system boot up. In Unix, everything which is done automatically under the system, automatically is in a file. Whatever is done are in a file, okay? In different files, right? So computer will read those files, and it will say, oh, I have to mount this, okay, let me mount it, right? So that file is under etc, and that file name is VFS tag. So there is a file in the etc directory called VFS tag that will have this line. The computer will read that, oh, I have to mount it, then it will mount, right?
I didn't get it. How the mount takes place?
Like I have a file called VFS tag. That's the name of the file. That is under the etc directory. In that file, I have a line like this.
Okay.
So I have multiple lines. One of the lines is this. So computer will read line by line, and it will execute. Then computer will mount automatically. Okay? So that is clear, right? But etc is it a file system?
No,
etc is not a file system. It is part of root file system. Even now, right? Platform? Part of that. OPT? OPT is now file
It's a file
system.
system.
Okay. And dev? part of root file system. Devices, part of root file system. Whatever is there, I will see. Whatever is there will be used. Right? I'm not mounting anything on top of that.
So the only file system is OPT.
In this example,
Yeah, in this example.
if I mount something under this, if it is not mounting anything under this, that is only a directory. But if I mount something under that, that is a file system. So during the installation of Solaris, you can decide. It will ask you a question, which one do you want to be a file system? Root is already there. Swap is already there. Swap is already there. You can't change. Swap is must. So both of them are file systems. And computer will automatically, indirectly select this also. If I want to select more, then I click on this, then computer will automatically make it a file system. Right? If I make them file system, those days they make different file systems, like different file systems under the root, because they want to organize the hard drive and separate their boundaries, separate the boundaries between these file systems. So if I suppose keep on filling one of the file systems, that will affect only that file system. It won't go and affect the other file system. Right? For that reason, they have boundaries. Like this is a full open, we assume that this is an open space. Then what I did is I partitioned this. So whatever you put in this room will be affecting only this room. It won't affect the other room. For that purpose, they created slices. That principle, that idea came, right? But nowadays, hard drives are so big, right? Okay? So you don't have that problem much, right? Nowadays, they create big root file system. And if suppose they are using a print server put the spools, print spools under var, so you can create a var file system, big one, right? So that even a lot of print spools come and get saved here, it won't affect the root file system, right? For that reason, you can separate. Or if you are using it as a home directory server, where all the home directories of users are there, right? Then make this one very big, right? Then whenever this gets filled up, it won't affect the root file system. Root file system getting filled is not good. Okay? Then you will have problems with your operating system. Right? Right? Any questions so far? No. So later what we did.
This mounting happened during installation of Solaris, right?
These type of mounting, like the things which are mounted during the boot up, happens during the boot up.
So every boot up it will mount.
It will mount.
So the root file system mounting will happen.
Automatically it has to be mounted first.
So what will happen during the installation of Solaris? While we installing Solaris, some mounting happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then after every boot up, then this
Same mounting happens. Well, all the information is here. This file will say, mount this, mount that, like that it will say. So during boot up. If I want to mount something else, after I boot up the system, can I do that?
Yes.
Yes, I can do that if I want. I have so many slices. I may be using S0 for root, okay? I may be using S1 for swap. I may be using S3 for say USR. I may be using S4 for maybe OPT or var, right? Like that I can use. Then later S7 for export maybe. Then S6 is free. If I have space there, then I can format it. I can create a new file system here. And then mount this under, I can make another directory, blah blah, and mount it under that. What is the command I should use to mount? Mount. Who can use that command? Only super user can use that command, right? Okay? As of now, wait. You are in part 1.
What is the difference between a file system and a directory?
Yeah, that's what I said. Directory is, when I go inside the directory, I don't see a link between the directory and a slice of the hard drive. Okay? It's just a directory created under the root. Just a directory created under the root, right? This is a small area. I am putting some desks here, directories. So later I am bringing a big computer and keeping on this desk, mounting on this desk. Now this is a computer table. It's a file system, something like that. Okay? Whatever which was there under will disappear temporarily, but it won't get lost. When I take the computer away, it is there. Something like that. But these directories don't have anything because these are created during the system. Right? So do you understand what is the difference between file system and directory? Okay? Understand? If directory, if this is a directory, if this is getting filled up, who will be affected? Root file system will be affected. If this is a file system, if this is getting filled up, who will be affected?
No slice.
This one.
Only
US only.
Only that slice will be affected. Okay? So that is the purpose of creating file systems though. Okay? Now also you can use that knowledge. Right? But Solaris itself has a limitation. Solaris, if I am using UFS, the limitation is I have only maximum 8 slices in a Spark machine. But if it is a i86, I can have 10. But out of 10, how many can I use?
Only 8.
Only 6. Out of 8, how many can I use?
5.
Only 6. Whether it is Spark or i86, I can use only 6. So it doesn't mean you say i86 I have 10, I can use more. No, it doesn't work. Okay?
Even for I-86, we can use slices.
Only 6 we can
And
use.
what happens to the other?
I told you yesterday that they are used for boot
Okay.
and they are used for swap, they are used for entire partition like that. When you deduct, then you will see only 8. And one at the bottom 7 slice, slice 8 also you can't use. Right?
Where can we get the write-up, whatever you said?
Yes, yeah, I will show you the manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is clearly in
Yeah,
that manual.
because you explained it very well, but some things, right, I keep forgetting.
But when I explain, write down notes because I go in a particular logical
Yeah.
way, right? So that you also study in the same way, then you don't forget. Nothing to memorize.
It's
Everything
just
goes
little
logic.
things here and there.
Yeah, logic.
Some-
Everything. If you can take little notes, then you study the same way. Look at the manual. Manual I'll give you. So follow the same method. That is enough for you to
Yeah.
get a job, right? So you don't have to study too much, right? Everything what I teach, the same way you study, same logical way, right? Because I use a logic, right? That's why I don't forget anything when I teach.
Yeah, you explained very well actually.
Yeah, and also I put it in a right way when I, so like that you keep it in your memory. If you try to memorize, then you lose, okay? Then it's not the right way to study, right? You have memorized?